Greetings and welcome to North Korea Today. My name is Casey Lartig and my co-host is
Yeonmi Park.
Yes, and this is a show where we talk about North Korea. So the concept is really simple. We talk about economics, politics, culture, life. And the great thing is that my co-host is from North Korea. So she escaped from North Korea in 2007. She made her way across China and into Mongolia. And when she got into Mongolia, they were captured. She and her mother and 5 others were captured, and they were ready to commit suicide instead of going back to North Korea. So she made it into South Korea then in 2009, and she's now a rising star, and I'm so happy that she's on the show with me.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, all right. So we are now in Hong Kong. We are part of the Atlas Experience,
Yes.
being hosted by the Atlas Network and being co-sponsored by the Lion Rock Institute. And I think this is not your first time in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's my second time, but actually it's my first time to sitting here with Americans or the Westerners. So yeah.
Yeah, and when you grew up in North Korea, Americans were your best friends, right?
Oh no, you were one of the enemy. When I was young, of course, every day I learned about how terrible Americans are, and I learned how to care them, and we even made a snowman with hot water and just destroy it just 1 second.
And celebrated. Ooh, Americans
Yeah,
are dead. Death to America.
That's how I grew up, and that's how much I hated for Americans without reason. But I cannot believe I'm here sitting with all my enemies here. So, yeah.
Yeah. Now I know you have a connection with Hong Kong because when you were in North Korea, you actually saw some movies.
Yeah, I saw lots of Jackie Chan's movies, and I saw lots of parts of Hong Kong, and I heard that Hong Kong is a really international city. But I would never imagine Hong Kong would be like this, wonderful, and I couldn't even dream it. But it's like a dream for me now. I'm sitting in dream city, dream place.
Yeah. Now, one thing about North Korea is that obviously they have blockades against information. They have blockades against people leaving the country, and they also have blockades against just exchange with other countries. But you were able to watch movies when you were there. So
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Because the market is in North Korea now, so it started during the Great Famine time. And
Right.
it's 90s.
Right. Yeah. So I should just explain that the public distribution system was run by the North Korean government from the 1950s until 1994. So PDS, public distribution system, and they would ration items to the people. But that began to collapse
During
around-
90s.
during the 1990s,
Yes.
and then they had a famine, and you lived through part of that also.
Yes, so during that Great Famine time, and even not Great Famine time, for me to watching dead bodies is my routine life. And that's how many people are dying for food and starving. That's why, therefore people had to survive by themselves. And therefore they started a black market actually. It was illegal, and people were just gathering together and trading each other. So that they didn't have that many products, but they just selling their clothes or blankets or any just cups for just get some food. And it just getting bigger and bigger. In 2002, North Korea government actually officially allowed the market in socialist country.
Right.
So they allow the market, and it's now not black market anymore.
Right. But there are restrictions. I mean, even though they
Yes.
did allow the market, there's. I know that you told me before about that kind of thing.
Yes. So I saw lots of movies from market, and I saw I bought the DVDs from market, and I saw Titanic or Hollywood movies, Disney movies, Chinese movies. And for me, first time to see the Titanic, it was just unbelievable. Not because DiCaprio is handsome, because for me in North Korea, I never seen anything about our human natures, our human feelings. Everything was about the regime, and all the press, all the newspapers, books, movies about our leader and the regime, country. But I saw the first time to see the human stories, and I just couldn't believe how come person for dying for their loved ones. Because in North Korea, they taught us dying for the regime is the most honorable thing. And the love story between men and women is a really shameful story. We should not talk about that in public. And that's why I was like wondering, how can they like make a movie for out of this such a shameful story? And are they really okay now?
So what would happen to someone in North Korea who made that kind of movie?
Oh my God, it's impossible to make a movie for that. And if somebody did, 3 generations will be killed, literally. So that's why for me it was shocking for me to how come make a movie like these stories, and still they are okay with this.
Right.
So that's why therefore that time I just started to learn about the outside world, and I realized that maybe our country is not the best country in the world, or maybe there's something else in outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, watching this movie is not actually legal in North Korea. We have to risk a life. So when I was 9 years old, I saw the first public execution.
Execution, right.
So she was my best mom's mother and my best friend's mother.
Your best friend's mother, right.
And she saw some South Korean movies and some American movies. And because of that, she got killed in front of us, in front of her daughter.
That was
actually.
2002 or 2003?
Yeah, during that time actually. Yeah, so, but lots of people are watching these DVDs because they have no clue about the outside world. This is only the way they can access to outside and learn about the Americans or South Koreans or like Chinese. That's why it's kind of a small rebellion for the regime, even though they trying to stop this, but the curiosity or their desire for learning the outside world is never going to stop.
Now, you said before, you were quoted on SBS Australia as saying that you thought that Kim Jong-il could read your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of embarrassing now. How come that stupid guy can read my mind? But I mean, when I was in North Korea, obviously, I learned that how can he make miracles? Why he's so different with us? And his life is actually everlasting. He's never going to die. Even though Kim Il-sung died, he's still alive. He's like spirit and present. And I thought that's why even though I don't meet Kim Jong-un or Kim Il-sung like physically, but still I thought his presence is everywhere. So even though I escaped, I still couldn't think about him as a bad leader or bad like terrorist. I thought I had to think, he's good. And that's I think how I practiced, and I will never think about anything bad about him at all, even though I left North Korea later.
Okay, do you feel like you're free today?
No, I'm not.
Why not?
Oh, I mean, I did so much thing to be free, and I tried so hard, but recently North Korea, yesterday my phone came here, the South Korean detective called me that I'm in the target list. And it started this actual May. And they are saying if you are continuing to go like this, you might be killed. And I said, I'm okay. Let me do this work. But yesterday he told me that actually they started some action for my activities. And so, sorry.
Okay, all right. Okay, take a break. Hold on. Yeah, put that on.
Yeah, so that's why they are trying to control me right now still, even though I left and they have the power on me. So, I never actually can be free. Sorry.
Okay.
This regime. So, I will continue to fight for this injustice, and I will continue to be free. Sorry, everyone.
Okay.
I just got caught yesterday, so
Yes, all
kind
right.
of scared now.
All right, so when you're in North Korea, obviously the regime tried to block things, but people have now seen the movies, and you're part of what we've described as the black market generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now in North Korea is in a transition moment, and we call the black market generation. Actually, we wrote the article on Washington Post, and it got so many people's attention. So I wrote the article because if the people who want to know about the North Korean issues, they have to know about the young generation, and these people are going to have a power on their regime, and they will change their country, so we can protect the North Korean. Protect?
Protect.
Yeah.
Wait,
predict.
Predict. Okay.
Yes, go again. Yeah, you can predict North Korea's future. And so I made a 3 point of this. So
Okay.
I said it has three characteristics. First of all, they have a very different relationship with the regime. So compared to my parents' generation, we never we never received any ration or any food from the government. And we actually never experienced any good life under Kim Il-sung or their regime. So all we experienced was extreme poverty and public execution, all these hardships. So we have very less loyalty to the regime, and we actually don't really have a close relationship with the regime. And secondly, this generation has a very capitalistic and individualistic mind. So, I mean, when I was young, of course, I learned about how great our leader is, and how can he embrace us, how he loves us every day. And my father just told me that as long as you know how to count the money and you don't have to learn these things. So he was actually the party member. He was in the high position in party. But he told me that don't learn about the Kim, our leader. You have to learn about the money and how to survive in the market. And that's how North Korea changed. They don't have any loyalty or the connection with the regime anymore. They are just actually seeing the government as obstacles for their private wealth.
Okay. And I'm sure this question people ask you very often, but what's the future of North Korea? So you talked about the changes that are going on. So what do you have to say about that?
Maybe it can be very my hopeful wish, or maybe, but I think North Korea future is very bright because I believe that because my generation when I was in North Korea, actually I never knew the word what is freedom or the human rights word. I never knew that concept of freedom, being free, because I never be free. So that's why it was hard for me. Even now, for me to understand the concept of freedom and the human rights. But the people in North Korea, this young generation, they have a very basic desire. They see the movies and the DVDs, and they just see that they wanted to have a just cute hairstyle, or they wanted to wear jeans, or they wanted to wear a necklace. And this is what young generation wants. But government, they are trying to control it. So there's no freedom of saying, sing, dance, wear even the clothes. And that's why this generation wanted to be free from that. So I think this basic our desire to be free, actually this will bring the big changes in the future. So that's why I think when this generation grow up and when they have in the power, or when they become 40 or 50s, I'm sure North Korea will be different.
Okay. All right.
And government cannot do this for the people anymore.
All right. Great. Optimistic note.
Thanks. So Yeonmi, I know you've talked about the future of change in North Korea lying with the millennials generation and the younger people. But how do you see are there any prospects for change or revolution from within the country?
So, I mean, that's kind of really, I think, a very important question for North Korean people and for their change. But the thing is, in North Korea, revolution is not really easy for them because they are so brainwashed. And still, our parents' generation, they got the power. And the thing is, here we learn about the French Revolution and all the evolution histories. But in North Korea, we never learned about the rebellion for the actually power. So we don't know the concept of it actually. So here people are learning it so that they think revolution is of course thing some power is doing wrong. We are gonna fight for them. But North Koreans, they never learned it and they just born and they think some people are equal, but some people are more equal than us. Some in a different levels. And North Korea is they have Sangmun class system, so they have different classes for the people. And also, some people, they know about the issues and they learn about the democracy and they want to do something. But when they do something for it, then 3 generations will be killed. And if I do something I say Kim Jong-un is terrible, and my mom, my cousin, or 300 people will be died because of me. and not many people actually can do it, can risk that much, the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, I think I prefer to people to leave if they can. So, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
just
kind of
just
personal.
briefly. So America had Martin Luther King Jr. He started his activities in 1955. He was killed 13 years later. In North Korea, he wouldn't have survived 13 days once he started his action. Mandela lived to be an old man. Okay? In North Korea, he would have been killed. He wouldn't have just been imprisoned. So in North Korea, whenever there's any dissent, they just kill the people. And as she said, they have the 3 seed strategy, where you wipe out 3 generations of people.
I mean, I just, for example, how crazy this regime is. Like there's a newspaper, and front page always our leader's face, and somebody like back page you cannot see their face actually, and then we just by mistake, we just like burn it or something, or like make some like scratch there, and then we will be killed, because our face is not loyalty to the regime, and that is the reason actually we are being killed from the regime, and that's crazy they are. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Yeonmi. Thanks for sharing. And I would just want to say you are very beautiful.
Thank you.
And I got a question for you. Since now,
I'm here too, by the way.
all right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I'm very interested. I got a question for you. So now you got out and you knew a lot about North Korea, and you got the brilliant way of speaking English. I mean, you can spread the word to the world. So what's your plan? I mean, for the future, were you gonna stay in South Korea, or would you go live somewhere else, or did you have a plan when you first got out? Yeah, thanks.
Yes. Thank you for the question. And for me, actually, my parents really against what I'm doing here, and she's like, you can have a good life, have a like just normal life. Why you are going to go through this kind of crazy thing, and you don't actually have to do it. But like yesterday, I was kind of had that temptation that it's too early for me to die like this. I'm just only training, and I don't want to end up my life like this. But I'm not sure that where I will go. But for me, it's very urgent for me to leave South Korea now, and I have to leave that country now. But the thing is, usually I have some doubt that can I really do this? Because even though lots of people and these people are like interested in this issue, and we can all gather together for fight for this dictatorship, but sometimes I feel like people are so careless. And is this really good for the people in North Korea, or just I'm doing this just for something, wasting thing? But still, I think I remembered all the things that what I go through in North Korea, and all my relatives and all my friends that stay in North Korea, and I have no choice, because I really want to be free. Then I have to let them free first. So I'm not sure where I will go, but I will just do this work, I guess, until I die. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Great. Thank you very much. Hey. All right, you've been tuned to North Korea Today, featuring Casey Lartig and Yeonmi Park. You can find us on the internet. We have a YouTube channel, North Korea Today. We also have a website, caseyandyeonmi.com. And thanks a lot to the Atlas Network in particular for hosting us. Thank you.